So hi students, today we will do numericals on ray optics and I have included even wave optics. Now you may think last class we did only theory of which chapter? Ray optics, right? But if you look at the model question papers given by the board, you will see that they give more importance to numericals from wave optics. So I thought let me do today both ray optics and wave optics at the same time. Though I'm saying they give more importance to wave optics, does not mean ray optics cannot come. Numericals from ray optics cannot come. It can come, okay? So, however, since more importance is given to wave optics in the model question papers, I thought we will also complete wave optics today itself, okay? I'll give you the important formulae which are required. So first let us see ray optics. So the first type of problem, the first type will be based on TIR. Okay, so let us discuss one problem which is based on total internal reflection. So let's say the problem is something like this. It's a standard problem. It is there in NCERT also. So here is a tank. Here is a tank and there is water up to some height. Okay, let me call the height is h. Then they have kept a point source of light. So this is some point source of light. It can be a bulb also. Now they will ask you, question will be how much area of the surface of water. Okay, how much area of the surface of water will light emerge out? Okay, so through how much area of the surface of water will the light come out? So that is the question. They will also give you refractive index of water. Okay, 1.33. So two values they will give you. The height they will give you. Height is, let's say it is maybe 20 centimeter. So height is 20 centimeter. Refractive index is 1.33. Question is how much area of the surface of water will light be able to come out? Now why it is like this? Why do you think only some part of the surface will be bright, other part why the light cannot come out? To understand that, you just need to know total internal reflection. So you know that this light will obviously come out because it is falling perpendicularly, right? And this light which is falling at a small angle, that will also come out. And the light which falls at critical angle, if you remember, the light which falls at critical angle, what will happen? That light will graze the surface. Remember or not? So now that means what? That means light in this part will come out like this.
At least
But light,
a very important problem, sir.
yes. Who's that? Okay. So light which falls at critical angle, that will graze the surface, and the light which falls at an angle greater than critical angle, the light which falls here, that will be internally reflected. Yes or no, Prakriti? That part is clear? Okay. So light which falls at angle greater than critical angle, that will not come out. That will suffer TIR. Same thing will happen this side also. So light which falls at critical angle, that will graze the surface. So only light which falls here in this part, in this part, only that light will come out. Now students, this is just 2-dimension. Actually, the surface of water will be 3-dimension, right? It will be a plane. So light can come out like this, it can come out like this, it can come out like this. So it will be a cone, right? So this part will be a circle. So light will be able to come out from this surface of the water, and that area we need to find. To find that area, you just need to calculate this radius. So let me call this radius as r. Okay, so now you use the formula of sine of critical angle. Sine of critical angle is 1 by refractive index of denser medium. Remember, the rarer medium is air. So since it is air, you can write 1. And for denser medium water, it is n I am writing. So n is given 1.33. Now students, if you put here 1.33, see what will happen. Sine C will be some decimal number, correct or not? So now you will have to find critical angle using Clark's table. So that will be more complicated. So what we will do, we will keep it like this only. Equation 1 we will do. Now, to find this area, you need to find this radius. Look at this triangle here. If this is critical angle, this is what angle? Same or different? If this is C, what will be this? That will also be C, right? Because this is alternate angles. So from here, I can use tan C equals to opposite side is radius, adjacent side is height. So tan C is r by h. So from here, radius I can write h into tan C. However, we have to calculate tan C. So tan C, how will I do? Sin C I know, right? So what I will do? I will convert tan C into sin C divided by cos C. Then I will write sin C already I know. Cos C I will write root over 1 minus sin square C. And now you can substitute sin C. Why, sir? Because refractive index is given. Remember that. So sin C will be 1 by n. So 1 divided by n is root over 1 minus 1 divided by n square. Square because there is sin square here, right? Okay. So this will give you finally h into 1 by n divided by, here you take LCM, you will get root over n square minus 1 divided by n. Okay, so look carefully this part. So this part I will, let me explain for those who are a little confused. It is like this, right? So here you take LCM. So it will be here n square minus 1, which I can write root of n square minus 1 divided by root of n square, I can write n. So now you see this n in the denominator and this n in the denominator will cancel. So finally, what is the radius? The radius is equal to h divided by root of refractive index square minus 1. Height was given how much? Height was given 2 centimeter. So 2 centimeter divided by root over n. Refractive index is given 1.33. So 1.33 square minus 1. Okay. So this 20 it was given, no? 20 centimeter. So using this now, you can easily calculate the radius. Okay. So something centimeter. So this way, if you do, you don't need to find this value of critical angle. And this becomes very important for your entrance exams, right? So in entrance exam, you try to memorize this formula. Okay, for entrance exam, you try to memorize this formula. So that if they give you the height and the refractive index, directly you substitute and get the answer. So this is radius only. After you calculate the radius, anybody did the calculation? How much it comes? First you have to square this one, then subtract 1, then take square root. Whatever answer you get, you write down. Then you divide 20 by that number. So according to Rakshita, it is 22.83. Kushal also is saying the same answer. So this is centimeter. Now if you write it meter, it will be 0.228 meter. So this is in SI unit, radius. Okay, then area they wanted. Remember this area. So that area will be pi r square. So 3.14 into 0.228 whole square. Rakshita, please tell me. Or Kushal. .163, yeah? Okay. 0.163 meters square. Is it correct? Other students, please check once. 0.163. Yeah. So this is the way you should calculate the area of the surface of water through which the light will come out. And that happens because of which phenomenon? Total internal reflection. Because as light goes this side, you can see it is falling at bigger and bigger angle. So when the angle of incidence increases, as you go this side, as the light goes this side, angle of incidence increases. And whenever angle of incidence becomes greater than critical angle, TIR will occur. Okay, so this is one type of problem that you should be able to easily do without the need of any Clark's table. Then type 2 is obviously based on Lensmaker formula. What is Lensmaker formula? That day I derived 1 by f is equals to n2 by n1 minus 1 by r1 minus 1 by r2. Okay, so in this formula, if you remember, this was refractive index of surrounding medium. Okay, and this was refractive index of lens. Okay, so if you remember, I took a lens, inside medium was N2 and outside was N1, refractive index. So based on this, we will solve the problem, but now you have to be careful with sign convention, which already I have explained last class also. If you go from the optic center in the direction of incident light, that is positive. If you go from optic center to opposite to incident light, opposite, then that is negative. So based on this formula, one of the very common question they will ask you is, the question which is very common is, they will say focal length is 10 centimeter in air. Sometimes they will not mention in air also. So if they don't mention the medium, always we have to assume it is air. So focal length is 10 centimeter. What will be the focal length if the lens is put in water? And refractive index of water, they will give 1.33. Okay, and refractive index of lens, they will say 1.5. Actually, no, they don't write refractive index of lens. They will write refractive index of material of lens. But it's okay, right? Material of lens means it belongs to lens only. So if you remember this question also we have done, just we will quickly revise once. So again, focal length is given, but it is in which surrounding medium? Air. Now they want focal length if the lens is kept in water. Once they put in water, the surrounding medium will change. It will not be water. So N1 will change or N2 will change. N1 will change because N2 belongs to lens, no. N2 belongs to glass. So that glass is glass only, whether it is in air or it is in water. But the surrounding medium, which is N1, that will change. So how to solve this problem? Simple. So you start with the first case. When lens is in air. Okay, so when the lens is in air, how will you write the formula? 1 by F A, let me write. A matlab it is in air, is equals to N2. N2 belongs to lens. Lens is made of glass, right? So usually it will be G divided by NA. This was N1. N1 matlab surrounding. Right now the surrounding is air. So Ng by Na minus 1 by R1 minus 1 by R2. Then focal length in air is given already 10 centimeter. Refractive index of glass is 1.5. For it is given in the question. For air it is 1, we write always. Radius they did not mention. So from here this will be 0.5. If you cross multiply, this will be 1 by 5. Okay. So 1.5 minus 1, 0.5. Cross multiply with 10, it will become 5. So this is your first equation. After this, we cannot do more because R1 we don't know, R2 we don't know. Now, when lens is in water, what will change? What will change is this medium, this refractive index, right? This will remain glass only. Why that will change? So now I will write 1 by F in water. So focal length in water, W I am writing. So glass will be glass only, but surrounding medium is not air now. Now it is water. Minus 1. Will the radius change, students? Radius? If I keep my hand like this and I put it in water, will this radius change? No, it will not change, right? So R1 and R2 will be same only. So remember, we need to find the focal length in water. So 1 by FW, this is 1.5. For water, it is given 1.33. For NEET preparation or NEET exam, whenever you get 1.33, you can write it as 4 by 3. Okay, in CET also, calculation will be slightly easier. But for board exam, you are allowed Calc, so it's okay. Now look here, students. We don't know R1 and R2, but we know this whole bracket, right? This whole bracket we have calculated here, 1 by 5. So I can directly write 1 by 5. So this will be 1 by FW will be, take LCM, 1.33, 1.5 minus 1.33 into 1 by 5. If you subtract this, what will you get? 1.50, 1.33. So 7, 1.0. So 1 by FW will be 0.17, 1.33 into 1 by 5. Now, many students know what I have seen. They will calculate this and they think that is the answer. That is wrong because this is 1 by FW. We have to calculate FW. So you have to take ulta. So don't calculate this right now. First you do ulta. Ulta matlab reciprocal. So if you take reciprocal here, here also it will be ulta. Into 5 divided by 0.17. How much this will come? 39.12. Others also please check. But since we kept this 10 in centimeter, right? So this will be also in centimeter. Did anybody check this part? Correct or not? Okay, fine. Then sometimes they will ask you change in focal length. So if they ask you change in focal length, it is FW minus FA. Okay, you subtract yourself. Then sometimes they will ask you percentage change in focal length. Then it is change divided by original into 100. This is how you calculate percentage. Okay, you divide the change by the original. Original was in A, remember, into 100. So if by chance these two are asked, you can still do it. Okay, let us see the third type now. Type 3 is based on Lenz formula. Okay, not Lenz maker formula, Lenz formula. So here they can give you convex lens or concave. So I will do it for convex. Then I will tell you what change you should do if they give you concave. The way we do it will be same. Only thing is some sign will change. Sign plus will be taken as minus. Something like that will happen. Okay. So let me do for convex. So they will tell you there is a convex lens and they will say focal length of the lens is, let's say, 10 centimeter. Okay. So they will say there is an object which is kept at 40 centimeter. So there is an object which is kept at 40 centimeter from the lens. And the height of the object, they may say, is 2 centimeter. So what are the things they can ask you? They will first ask you image distance. Image distance matlab where the image will be formed, that they will ask. Where the image will be formed. Or they will ask where you should keep the screen. Where you should keep in order to capture the image. So all that means you have to find image distance. And second thing they can ask you is height of object. Sorry, height of object is given, height of image. Okay, sometimes they don't use the word height, they will use size. And lastly, they may ask you to discuss the nature of image. Okay, so let us start. So first in these problems, you write given quantities properly, given quantities. So first object distance. Now you have to be careful with sign convention. Incident light will come like this, remember. Incident light will come like this. But in optics, all the measurements are started from the center. So from optic center, you have to start. So from here to here, if you go to the object, it is opposite to incident ray. So we should take minus or plus. It is opposite to incident ray. We should take minus, right? Okay. So minus, what is the distance? 40. So minus 40. Okay, so that minus sign is again, students, it is because you are going to go from center to the object which is opposite to incident ray. Focal length. Remember, for convex lens, since it is convex lens, focal length is always positive. Plus 10. How to remember this? Very simple. If you take a convex lens and you shine parallel beam of light, it will converge like this. Right, students? So this will be focal length. See? So you can see it is towards the right side. In class, I have given you some ways to remember it, like convex. This X, right? It looks like plus. So that way you remember plus. Or here also in diagram, you can see it is towards right side. And we have to find image distance. So this sign you have to put very carefully. So you have to read 1 by V minus 1 by U equals to 1 by F, right? That is the formula, Lenz formula. So V we don't know, U is minus 40, F is 10. right? So 1 by V will be 1 by 10. This minus minus is plus, it will go that side. So minus 1 by 40. So LCM will be 40. 10 fours are 1s are, right? So 1 by V is 3 by 40. So V will be 40 divided by 3 centimeter. Centimeter because everything we have kept in centimeter. So we easily found the image distance. You can divide and write the answer in decimal form. How much it will come? 3 ones are 3, 11.33, I think. No, 13.33. 3 ones are 3, then 110, 3 threes are 9. So 13.33. Okay. $13.33. Okay, now how will you find the height of image? To find the height of image, you should know the formula for magnification. Okay, so for mirror, the formula is minus V by U, but mirrors are deleted this year. So you have to only concentrate for lens. So for lens, you have to remember the formula for magnification. So magnification is V by U. Okay, don't put by mistake minus V by U. So we got how much? V 40 by 3 plus we got, and U was minus 40. Minus 40. So magnification 40 cancels, minus 1 by 3. So you can see the magnification is negative. So this is the formula for magnification if you know object distance and image distance. But the way we define magnification now, magnification is always defined as image height divided by object height. So since you want image height, cross multiply. Magnification into object height. Magnification is minus 1 by 3. Object height was 2 centimeter. So this is minus 2 by 3 centimeter. 2 by 3 will be some 0.6 like that. Okay, so you can see the height is smaller than the object height. Object height was 2 centimeter, but image height is smaller, right? That is the first thing you notice. Second thing you notice is it is negative. Height negative matlab what? It cannot be less, height cannot be less than 0, right? So negative height means what? It is downward. Matlab it is inverted. So from all this, you come to know the nature also. So finally the nature, this is part 2. So nature of the image, if they ask, you can see it is, if it is inverted, it will be real also. So it is real, it is inverted, and it is smaller or bigger. Smaller matlab we write diminished. Diminished. Okay, now. So now if you change this U or this focal length, you can get different answers. Now I did this problem for convex lens, right? Suppose they gave the same problem with concave. Calculation part I will not do. 40. So if concave was given, focal length is 10. Okay, then while you write the given quantities, you have to be careful. So object distance is, again you can see incident light will come this way, but you have to measure distance from center. So from center to object, opposite to incident ray. So U is minus 40. For concave lens, focal length is negative, remember. So minus 10. How to remember it is negative for concave? Well, if you remember, for convex it is positive, then for concave it should be negative. Okay, but still, if you want to draw the diagram and understand, if parallel beam come like this, concave will diverge. So the focus will be somewhere here. So you can see it is in the left direction, opposite to incident ray. So focal length of concave lens is negative. Okay, so now you can use the same formulas and solve yourself. So if concave was given, this way you should try. So this is type 1, type 3. But in lens formula, there are many other things also they can ask. So the next part, the next type of based on lens formula itself is they will give you two lenses in contact. Okay, this is more for your 3-mark question or 2-mark question. Okay, let us say this is concave. So one is convex, other one is concave. Okay, the focal length of this is, let's say, 10 centimeter. Focal length of this is 20 centimeter. So you have to find the effective power or equivalent power. Okay, both are focal length. Okay, focal length. Both are focal length. See, in question paper, they will use the word focal length. They will not put with sign. So to find equivalent power, first you find equivalent focal length. Yesterday only we derived. So first you write given. First focal length, 10 if I write, then it is convex. If it is convex, it is plus. Second focal length is concave, it is 20. So minus 20. Then the equivalent focal length is 1 by f equals to 1 by f1 plus 1 by f. Right? So then you can just substitute 1 by 10 minus 1 by 20. Minus because this is minus, remember. Then LCM, if you take 20, 2 minus 1. So focal length 1 by f is equals to 1 by 20. So total focal length is coming 20. Right? It came plus or negative. Plus it came, positive it came. That means the system will behave like convex. Okay. System behaves like convex. Convex matlab here converging. So after you calculate the total focal length, if it comes positive, then it is behaving like convex lens because convex lens has positive focal length. So that also they may ask you. So once you find the total focal length, total power is 1 by focal length. But if you want the power in diopter, you must convert focal length in meter because the SI unit of power is diopter and SI unit of focal length is meter. So your answer first you convert 20 centimeter into meter. So 20 by 100 meter. So first, please don't forget, don't forget to convert into meter. Once you convert into meter, then you apply the formula. Power is 1 by f. So put this 20 by 100 here. It will become 20 by 100. So it will become 100 by 20. 5 diopter. The final answer is 5 diopter. Okay, students, I have a question for all of you. Do you want me to also revise wave optics, atoms, nuclei, dual nature, like I have done all these chapters? If yes, then you message me either personally or when I post this video in the YouTube, there also you can comment if you need other chapters revision also. Right now, if any student is there who wants the revision for other chapters also, the 4 chapters which I have not done right now in video I have not made, then you can ask me. Okay, let me know. For wave optics, atoms, dual nature, and nuclei. Semiconductors is also there. So if anyone needs, please mention. Okay. So now let us discuss the other last problem that I want to give you, and that is based on compound microscope. So you have this one microscope and then you have, sorry, one lens and you have another lens. Okay. So this is little bit, it will be little lengthy, but still if it comes, it is easy to solve. Look here. So they will tell you focal length of objective is some, let's say 2 centimeter. And focal length of eyepiece is, let's say, 10 centimeter. Okay, so this is focal length of objective, focal length of eyepiece. The object is placed at what distance from objective, that you have to calculate. So that we will call it as UO. Why UO? Because U is for object distance, O is for objective. Now this objective will form an image. If you remember last class, I made one diagram, right? Ray diagram. So this will form an image of this here. That will be your VO. Okay, why VO again? Because V is image distance and this is image, and O because it is because of objective. Then I told you this will act as what for this? This image made by the first one will act as what for the second one? Object. So you will write this as UE. UE. And this will form one virtual image of this somewhere here. Remember last class, right? And this distance is your VE. Why V? Because this is image. Why E? Because it is due to eyepiece. Okay, students. So let us just quickly see once. This is the actual object. Okay, the question is how far you should keep the object so that the final image is formed at, they will say, least distance of distinct vision. They will say least distance of distinct vision. So in that case, what number you will use? If it is 25 centimeter. Sign and all we will put when we do the calculation. So what we will do, students, is also they will tell you the distance between the two lenses. The distance between the two lenses will also be given. Okay, so let us assume it is 30 centimeter. Numbers I'm just giving you randomly. Okay, we will see. So what you need to do first, students, is calculate this UE. Why UE? Because we know FE and VE. So let us start. So for eyepiece, you write the formula, lens formula for eyepiece, because there are two lenses. So 1 by V, 1 by V minus 1 by U equals to 1 by F, right? That is the formula. VE is, remember, 25 and this is the lens. So it is on the left side. Yes or no? This is the image made by the eyepiece. Incident ray is coming like this, don't worry. So this is on the left side. So I must write negative for this. So 1 by minus 25. UE I don't know, and FE is 10. Okay, so using this we have to find UE. So take this one this side, this one here. So 1 by UE, take this one here, this one here. So it will be minus 1 by 25 minus 1 by 10. Right? This will become positive, and when this comes here, it will become negative. So try to simplify this. I think 50 LCM if I take, this will be 25 twos are minus 2, and this will be minus 5. So if you do ulta, it will be 50 divided by minus 7. How much it will come? 7 sevens is 49. So 7 point something. How much it comes? Anybody? Check once. Minus 7.14. So why the answer came minus? Suppose you want to understand that. Simple. See, this is the object. UE you are calculating. This is UE. And it is on the left side of this lens. So automatically minus sign should come. Correct na? Okay. But minus is only saying it is on the left side. Distance. This much distance will be 7.14 only. Okay. Now students look here. This we found. Now we will calculate this one. VO. How we will calculate? This is given, remember. All these quantities which wherever number I have written. This number, this number, this number, this number. All these are given, remember. You have to find this number. So now, once we have come to know UE, we will now calculate VO. So in the diagram, you can see VO will be, this distance is given 30 minus this distance, and this distance is 7.14. Okay, I request all of you not to write here minus 7.14, then it will become plus. Then how it will be plus, ma? How can this be 30, 37 something? This is 30, this is 30, so how can this be 37? So it will be 30 minus 7.14. So that will be equal to 6, right? 9, 2, 2. So 22.96 centimeter. And it is on the right side of this lens. You can check. Once you found VO, now what will you do to find UO? Simple, you will apply lens formula for objective. So for objective, you apply lens formula 1 by VO minus 1 by UO equals to 1 by FO. So VO we have found, it is on the right side of this lens. Now we are applying for which lens? Objective. So with respect to this, you have to see. So it is on the right side. So this will be positive, 22.96. UO we don't know, and FO is 2. Using this formula, you can find UO. The numbers are not coming nice because randomly I gave you. That's why the numbers are not nice. Similar problem you will find in our NCERT textbook. There the numbers are quite simple. Okay. So this completes the ray optics numericals. Now let us discuss the more important, which is wave optics. And not only it is important, it is easy also because polarization they have removed. So it becomes very important, easy to decide from where it will come. So look here. So the main thing in wave optics that you have to concentrate is your YDSE experiment. Okay, Young's double slit experiment, which is an experiment for interference. Okay. So let me just tell you the main formula. So two slits are given. This is the screen. This is the point which is opposite to the midpoint of the two slits. Slits are usually called S1, S2. This distance is given as small d. This distance is given as capital D. And there will be some point which you will be interested to know whether that point is bright or dark. So light from S1 will reach this point. Light from S2 will also reach this point. And you can see, students, that this one is traveling longer path. Agree or not? This path is longer than this path. Therefore, there will be a path difference. So path difference, we write delta x. Now, depending on this path difference, you will get either this point will be bright or it will be dark. That is also important for 2-mark question. They will ask you condition. Let us say this point is at a distance y from the center. This point is your central bright fringe. Bright fringe. Why it is bright? Because light from S1 and light from S2, it travels same path. So if the path is same, path difference is 0. Path difference 0 matlab when the crest of one wave will reach, the crest of another wave will also reach. So crest and crest together will create a bigger crest. That is why the center is always bright, provided the light is coming like this. Okay, so you don't want initially any path difference initially. So those are important for your entrance only. So right now we are doing board revision, so no need to remember that. Just know that this point is bright. Okay, so now the formula for this y is equal to delta x d by small d. Okay, this formula may not be important for board, but is important for your entrance exam. Now the formula which is important for board is, if this path difference is even multiples of lambda by 2, even multiples of lambda by 2, then this point will be bright. So substitute this. Y will be 2 can be cancelled and lambda d by small d. So this is the distance of nth bright fringe. Nth bright fringe. What is the formula? N lambda d by small d. Similarly, for dark fringe, this is for bright fringe. For dark fringe, the path difference should be odd multiples 2n minus 1 lambda by 2. Then if you substitute this here, you will get the distance of nth dark fringe. Substitute this here. What will you get? 2n minus 1 lambda d by 2d. Many students know they forget this 2, okay, while calculating distance of dark fringe. So be careful about that. So this is one formula. Based on this only many questions they ask. Then if you take, you can see from here also, here only. What is the distance of first bright fringe? First, just put n equal to 1. So it will be lambda d by small d. So this is the center. This is the center. First bright fringe will be where? Here. Lambda d by small d. Second bright fringe will be where? 2. So 2 from center only, no? So second bright will be, this is first bright, second bright. 2 lambda d by small d. Now if you subtract this and this, you will get this. And that is called fringe width. So fringe width matlab distance between two consecutive, bright or dark. That is anyone we can use. So the formula for fringe width is just this minus this, which will be lambda d by small d. Yes or no? 2 lambda by d minus lambda d by small d. This will be lambda d by small d. So based on this also they will ask you some problems. Then finally, they may ask you about intensity. How much is the intensity at that point? So resultant intensity, IR. R stands for resultant. The formula is 4I cos square phi by 2. This phi is the phase difference. And how it is related to path difference? Phase difference is 2 pi by lambda into path difference. So based on this also they can ask students, but the previous one, whichever I discussed, That is more important. So let us start. This also you mentioned, okay? Okay. So based on interference only, we will do problems. Those are more important. First problem is something like this. There are two slits given like this. Screen is given. The small d and this is capital. Diagram they will not give. So you may have to construct yourself if you want it. So small d will be always in millimeter. So let's say 1 millimeter. Capital D is 1.2 meter. Okay. And the wavelength of light will be also given. Sometimes it is given in nanometer. If it is visible light, then if it is nanometer, it will be around 600 like that. If it is angstrom, then it is 6,000. So it doesn't matter, whatever they give you, right? Then they may ask you distance between second bright fringe and fourth dark fringe. Okay. Again, I am making it very general for you. They can ask you distance between second bright and fourth bright. They can also ask distance between second dark and fourth dark. But to make it more general, I am doing distance between second bright and fourth dark. So if you do this, any other question similar like this, you can do it. So what we need to do is first we need to find how far, let's say this is your second bright, and this is your fourth dark. Okay, now, so this is your second bright fringe, this is your fourth dark fringe. So this distance let us find first. So y2 bright, and this is all the distance, remember, was measured from the center here. Okay, the formula if you see. And distance of fourth, this is dark. So let us start. So first we calculate distance of second bright fringe. Okay, you can mention that. Okay, distance of second bright fringe. So what is the formula? N lambda d by small d. Right, that is the for bright. So n is 2 because second, lambda is 600 nanometer. Nano matlab 10 power minus 9. Capital D is 1.2 meter and small d is 1 millimeter. 1 millimeter matlab 10 power minus 3. So all that millimeter into meter, if you don't do, then gone case. Nanometer into meter. So all that you have to very easily, you should know all these things obviously. So then you can solve this. You will get 2 6 are 12. So it will be 12 into 1.2. So 12 into 1.2, 144, 14.4, right? 2 2s are 4, 2 1s are 2, yeah, 144. So 14.4 into 10 to the power minus 3 will go up, plus 3 plus 3 plus 2 zeros will be plus 5 minus 9 will be minus 4. This is 1.44 into 10 power minus 3 meter. Okay, so I thought of writing the point this side. So this minus 4 should become minus 3. So this is the distance of second bright. Now let us calculate distance of fourth dark. Distance of fourth dark. So the formula for dark is what? 2n minus 1 lambda d by 2d. Right? So fourth means this n should be 4. So 2 into 4 minus 1 lambda d by small d. Oh, 2d. 2 4s are 8. Remember, you have to multiply first. Don't subtract first. So multiply first. 8 minus 1, 7 by 2 lambda d by small d. Then repeat whatever substitution we did. 7 by 2, lambda was 600 nanometer, capital D was 1.2, small d was 1 millimeter. So this will be 2 3s are 6. Okay, so 300. So you can check how much it will be. 21 into 1.2 you do. Okay, can you tell me the final answer, anybody? So 21 into 1.2 you do, then minus 3 will go up plus 3. So it will be coming something like that. So some number into 10 to the power minus 4. Okay, similar to this. 2.5 millimeter. Huh? Okay. So it will be final answer according to Rakshita is 2.5 into 10 power minus 3 meter. But how did you get 2.5? 7 3s is 21. 21 into 1.2. 21 into 1.2 will not give you 2.5, right? 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4, 1 1s are 1, 1 2s are 2. 25.2. So 2.52 it is. 2.52. Now it is correct. Okay. After that, what you have to do? Therefore, finally, what they want? Distance between. See, this is the distance of fourth dark fringe. This is the distance of second bright fringe. So distance between these two, how will you do? This minus this, right? So required distance. Required means whatever they have asked. That is distance of fourth dark minus distance of second bright. Okay, so please calculate that yourself. 2.52 minus 1.44. Some other common problems let me do for this chapter. So final one is you have to subtract. Okay, don't forget to subtract because they ask distance between fourth dark and second bright. So there was one good question for board. Yeah. So it is saying like in YDSE, fringes are obtained on a screen at a certain distance. All that is not important, right? That is, we know in YDSE fringes are found on the screen. Now the important thing starts. If the screen is moved by 5 centimeter towards the slit, so let me mention that. If screen in YDSE, if screen is moved towards the slit by 5 centimeter. Okay, by 5 centimeter, remember. The change in the fringe width. The change in fringe width is given to be 20 micrometer. 20 micrometer. You have to find also they have given distance between the two slits. Small d 1.2 millimeter. So you have to find wavelength of the light. Okay, so this is the information. So in YDSE, the screen is moved by 5 centimeter. Now see, easily we will do this, easily. But first you understand the meaning of this. What it means is, imagine these are your slits. Okay, remember it's moved towards the slit. So here is the screen. So they have not given you this distance. This distance we don't know. So let us say it is D1 right now, D1. Then they are moving this towards the slit. So they have brought this side. Now this is D2. Are you understanding, students? This is D1, initial distance. This is final distance. What they have given you is not D1, not D2. What they have given you is this distance. By how much you have moved. By how much you have moved towards the slit. That they have given. By they have given. By. So they have given you this distance. 5 centimeter. And that is nothing but change in the D. Change. So delta D. Right? Okay. So what they have given you is not distance between slit and the screen. They have given you change. So let us write the formula. Remember, they have also given you change in the fringe width. So start with the formula for fringe width. Lambda d by small d. Right? Now you can observe here. If capital D is changed, fringe width will also change. Other things are constant. Lambda and small d, they have not changed. So what I will do, I will take delta. Lambda by d will come outside delta d. Okay, so what I have done basically is I have taken differentiation kind of thing, right? If you take differentiation, you know constant will come outside. So if I take delta both sides, this constant will come outside. Now, this is given change in fringe width. Remember, change. So change in fringe width is 20 micrometers. Will be 20 into 10 power minus 6. Micro matlab 10 power minus 6. Lambda is, we have to calculate. Small d is 1.2 millimeters. So it will be 1.2 into 10 power minus 3. And this is the change in the distance. By how much they brought? 5 centimeters. So 5 into 10 power minus 2. Okay. So please remember this in meter. If you write, it will be 5 into 10 power minus 2 meter. So while substituting, make sure everything is in SI unit. Okay. So now I think you can easily cross multiply. So 20 into 10 power minus 6 into 1.2 into 10 power minus 3 divided by 5 into 10 power minus 2. This is 5 4s are 20. So lambda will be 4 into 1.2 will be 4.8 into 10 power minus 2 will go up plus 2 minus 3 minus 1 minus 1 minus 6 minus 7. Check once. Tanmaya, is it correct? Remember, they have just given you change. Okay, change in fringe width they have given and delta D. Delta D means the change in the distance between the slit and the screen. One more important problem is there from YDSE. No, this one is very simple. You can try yourself. Okay. The next question that they have given is very simple. The important question which I selected. So they are saying something like this. Listen carefully. In YDSE, the slits are separated by 0.28 millimeter. So small d is 0.28 millimeter. Millimeter matlab 10. Then they are saying the screen is placed 1.4 meter. The distance between this was your central fringe. Remember 4 bright fringe. That distance they have given. So they have given you y distance of 4 bright fringe. You have to calculate the fringe width and the wavelength of light. So beta you have to calculate and wavelength you have to calculate. So first let us calculate wavelength. Okay, then only beta can be calculated. No, yeah. So first we will calculate wavelength. So how will you calculate wavelength? This is given, remember, right? So you know distance of bright fringe. What is the formula? N lambda d by small d. Right? Now this is given. How much? 1.2, but remember centimeter. So 10 power minus 2 meter. N is fourth. So 4. Lambda we don't know. Capital D is 1.4 in meter only. And small d is 0.28 into 10 power minus 3. Okay, so now you can cross multiply and calculate lambda. So lambda will be equal to, if you cross multiply, 1.2 into 0.28 into 10 power minus 2 minus 3 will be minus 5 divided by 4 into 1.4. Yeah, someone please calculate this and quickly tell me. So the first part is to find the wavelength. Okay, and remember they gave you distance from central bright fringe directly. So that's why I did not subtract anything. Previously, see, they wanted distance between second bright and fourth dark. That's why I subtracted. But here they gave you directly distance between fourth bright fringe. So how much it is coming, Kushal? 600 nanometer, matlab 10 power minus 9. Okay. So when you calculate, it may come 6 into 10 power minus 7. But if you write in terms of nanometer, it is coming 600 nanometer. The second part was to calculate fringe width. Fringe width is simple, right? It is lambda d by small d. So lambda is 6 into 10 power minus 7. So if you calculate this, no, you will get 6 into 10 power minus 7. That you can write as 600 into 10 power minus 9 meter, which you can write 600 nanometer. But this is not needed. If you stop here also, you will get full marks. So lambda is 6 into 10 power minus 7, capital D was 1.4 and small d was 0.28 into 10 power minus 3. So whatever answer comes, that will be your fringe width. Okay, one final problem I want to do in wave optics, which is slightly tricky, but that has come already in one of the board exam. First finish it. Okay, finished. Last problem we will do from wave optics. Again, that is also very important. So these two questions were given in your board sample paper or model paper, which they call it. So the last question I want to tell you is number, I don't remember, 4 I think. So the last question is, instead of using single light matlab light of one wavelength, in this problem they will use light of two wavelengths. So light of wavelengths lambda 1, let me call the first one, I will call it lambda 1, which is 520 nanometer, and another wavelength lambda 2, that is 650 nanometer. Okay, so one light is having 520 nanometer, other one is 650 nanometer, is used in YDAC. The question is, find minimum distance from central bright fringe, because we are measuring all the distance from the central bright fringe, right? That formula for y which I gave you, it was measured from central bright fringe. So find minimum distance from central bright fringe where the minima of the two wavelengths coincide. Okay, so this is the interesting one. I'm not giving you the easy one where they may ask you distance of second bright fringe for lambda 1. That is easy. Second bright fringe matlab which formula? N lambda d by small d. N you put second matlab 2. Lambda, since they told first lambda, right? 520 nanometer. Okay, so those easy part I'm not doing. I'm doing the tricky part. The tricky part they are asking, find minimum distance where the minima matlab dark of the two wavelengths coincide. So this is, oh sorry, bright, not minima, maxima. Minima, they will not ask for board exam, don't worry. Maxima, you write. So I'm interested to know where the maxima of the two wavelengths coincide. So see now what will happen. When we use one color in YDAC experiment, one color, suppose red color, then what you get on the screen is red, dark, red, dark. That's the meaning of bright, dark, right? So the bright will be a certain color. So if you're using red color, the bright will be red, then dark, then red, then dark. But what if I use only blue color? Then blue, dark, blue, dark. But what if I use a mixture of red and blue and pass it through both? Then you will get a mixture of interference. There will be interference between red and red, which will form red, dark, red, dark. There will be interference between blue and blue that will form blue, dark, blue, dark. So at some places on the screen, the bright of the red color and the bright of the blue color will coincide. What is the minimum distance where they coincide that they want? Understood or not? Okay. And here they should give you small d and capital D. So just write down small d is 1 millimeter, capital D is 1 meter. Okay, so this should be also given 1 millimeter, 1 meter. So let's solve the last problem for wave optics. So the idea is simple. If two fringes coincide, if the bright of one color and bright of other color, if it coincide, then their distance from the center must be same, right? So distance of nth fringe, I don't know which fringe, so right now I am writing nth fringe. So distance of nth fringe for lambda 1 bright must be equal to distance of mth fringe for which color? Lambda 2, again bright. Okay, so according to question, they want the bright fringes of the two colors to coincide. Coincide matlab what, students? The distance which we know, that should be equal for both the fringes. But I don't know the order of the fringe. Order matlab I don't know whether it is first fringe or second fringe or fourth fringe. I don't know. So I'm writing nth fringe of lambda 1 coincides with mth fringe of lambda 2. Now, since they told bright, let us use formula for bright. N lambda 1 d by small d. Here m lambda 2 d by small d. Okay, here m, okay, because this is mth fringe. D and D, small d cancel. So n by m will be lambda 2 by lambda 1. Okay, just cross multiply. Now, lambda 2 was given, how much? Can you check once? 13 into 4, 52. 520 nanometer. and lambda 1 was given how much? Nanometer. Right? So 0, 0 you can cancel, nanometer, nanometer cancel. Now this whatever you get, you try to write this in the form of fraction. Okay, don't write it as decimal point. So with 13 if you divide, you will get 13 fours I think, right? 13, yeah, 3s are 13 fours are. Right, let me check once. 13 4 52, that is correct. Yeah, 52, and this is, what was the other wavelength which I gave you? 650 and 520. No, oh, sorry. 650 and 520. So some mistake I did. So lambda 2 is 650, lambda 1 is 520. So then this will be 0, 0 will cancel. This will be 13 4s are 13 5s. So n by m will be 5 by 4. The first wavelength was 520. The second wavelength was 650. Right? Okay. So once you get this, now you got to know that when n is equal to 5, n, then m will be equal to 4. That means fifth fringe of lambda 1 coincides with fourth fringe. Because remember, n is with lambda 1, m is with lambda 2. So m is fourth, right? So fourth fringe of lambda 2. So this we came to know after doing this calculation. Of course, this is not the only answer. Fifth fringe of lambda 1 coincides with fourth fringe, because if this is 5, this will be 4. But there are other possibility also. This can be 10 and this can be 8, right? If n is 10, m is 8, then the ratio will be same as 5 by 4 or not? Yes or no? So therefore, there are many possibilities. 10th fringe of lambda 1 will also coincide with 8th fringe of lambda 2. So like that, there are many possibilities. Next one will be how much? 15 and 12. Because 15 by 12, if you again take the ratio, again you will get 5 by 4. That means 15th fringe of lambda 1 also coincides with 12th fringe of lambda 2. Like that, many fringes of one color will coincide with other fringes of the second color. But in the question, they told what? Minimum distance they told. So minimum distance I should use for this one. So these are the minimum values, right? So therefore, the required distance, required matlab whatever they have asked. So that will be y. If you took 5, you have to take lambda 1. So fifth fringe of lambda 1. Bright, remember. Okay, so if you choose this, then you have to write, if you write 5, you have to choose lambda 1. But if you choose this one, 4, then you have to choose lambda 2. Anyone will give you same answer because these two are equal. So this will be equal to 5 lambda 1 d by small d. Fine, students. So now you can easily calculate 5 lambda 1 was how much? 520. Nanometer means 10 power minus 9. Capital D is 1. Small d is 1 millimeter. 1 millimeter matlab how much? 10 power minus 3. So finally the answer will come 2.6 into 10 power minus 3. Okay. So thanks all of you. So let me know, okay, whether, can anybody tell me, whoever is present here, out of 40, 50 students, however is present, can anyone tell me whether you guys want revision or not for other subjects?